The highly anticipated Apple Glow Time event is just around the corner, set for September 9th, where we will finally get a glimpse of the new iPhone 16 lineup. Topping the list is the much talked about iPhone 16 Pro Max, which promises to be a powerhouse. As always, leaks and analyst predictions have been swirling, giving us a sneak peek into what this flagship device might offer. Rumors suggest enhancements in battery life, camera capabilities, and even the introduction of a new hardware button for the Pro Max. It's entering a competitive arena, facing off against Samsung's formidable Galaxy S24 Ultra. This annual showdown between the Pro Max and the Ultra is like a cinematic clash of titans, and we can't wait to see how it unfolds. As expected, the iPhone's design will remain largely unchanged, featuring the familiar rectangular shape with rounded corners, flat sides, and a beveled edge. The display will still include the dynamic island pill-shaped cutout for the selfie camera and Face ID sensors. However, there are whispers of an even slimmer bezel this year, allowing the screen to expand to 6.9 inches diagonally, slightly surpassing the Galaxy S24 Ultra's 6.8-inch display. Additionally, the dimensions of the iPhone 16 Pro Max will see a minor adjustment, measuring 163 by 77.58 millimeters, compared to the Galaxy S24 Ultra's 162.3 by 79 millimeters, which offers a bit more horizontal space for a comfortable S Pen experience. The Action button, first seen on the iPhone 15 Pro models, is set to return, replacing the mute toggle and allowing for customizable functions. A new feature will be the Capture button, a capacitive, pill-shaped area located on the right side of the iPhone. Pressing it will provide haptic feedback, mimicking a physical button, while sliding across it will enable control over camera settings like exposure, zoom, and bokeh. Interestingly, it's rumored that this button will also be compatible with third-party camera applications. If you've been concerned about the ever-expanding camera modules on iPhones, brace yourself. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is expected to have an even larger camera bump. For those who prefer a more understated camera design, the Galaxy S24 Ultra might be the better choice, as its large lenses are more spaced out and feature individual rings that don't protrude as much. Regarding colors, there are rumors that Apple is developing a new finishing technique aimed at achieving a shinier appearance, moving away from the brushed titanium seen in the 15 Pro series. It's interesting because we actually prefer the brushed finish. The anticipated color options include white, gray, bronze, and space black. On the other hand, the Galaxy S24 Ultra boasts a wide array of colors: gray, black, violet, and yellow, along with 3 exclusive shades available only at the Samsung store: orange, blue, and green. Samsung has streamlined its design by eliminating extra hardware buttons, retaining only the power and volume buttons. Thankfully, the Bixby button is no longer around. However, it does feature an S Pen that fits neatly into the bottom of the device. Who would have thought we'd see a time when iPhones have more buttons than their Android counterparts? Unlocking these devices will offer a distinctly different experience. The Galaxy S24 Ultra employs an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner beneath the display. It works wonderfully, but still necessitates some interaction with the screen. In contrast, Apple's iPhones have relied on Face ID for years. Simply lift the phone and it's ready to go. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is set to feature the largest display ever seen on an iPhone, measuring an impressive 6.9 inches, if the rumors hold true. It's likely to sport an OLED screen, possibly sourced from Samsung or LG, and will include a 120Hz promotion feature. Continuing the trend from earlier models, it will offer an always-on display that reduces the refresh rate to 1 Hz, allowing your wallpaper or custom image to remain visible across the entire screen. In comparison, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra utilizes its own AMOLED panels, also featuring a variable refresh rate from 1 to 120 Hz. This setup is excellent, providing extensive customization options within the phone settings. While both devices have an always-on feature, Samsung's implementation is a bit more restrained. The iPhone can display a completely black screen with just the clock for its AOD feature, whereas Samsung's version is currently limited and cannot showcase a full-screen wallpaper while in sleep mode. Some might argue that this limitation is not a significant drawback, as it can be a distracting feature. Further insights suggest that the iPhone 16 Pro models will incorporate M14 OLED panels, representing the latest generation of OLED technology, which promises improved efficiency, brightness, and pixel longevity. Meanwhile, the S24 Ultra is rumored to use M13 OLEDs, although these specifications are less frequently discussed. In practice, the S24 Ultra's display is stunning, especially with its Gorilla Armor glass. It remains to be seen if the iPhone 16 Pro Max will feature a similarly low reflective glass. Both devices will have a cutout for the front-facing camera, but the Samsung's is notably smaller, merely a tiny circle for one camera. In contrast, Apple's design includes a larger pill-shaped cutout for the Face ID system, which they refer to as the Dynamic Island. This feature cleverly integrates with the software, transforming the black bar into a multitasking widget of sorts, an unmistakably Apple touch. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is set to make another attempt at utilizing the 3nm process for its chipset, likely named the Apple A18 Pro. TSMC has been diligently enhancing the yield and quality of its new N3E line, which raises hopes for improved optimizations and thermal performance as a result of their efforts. The S17 Pro already showcased impressive performance, but it faced issues with throttling after just a few minutes of intense use. Although Apple implemented some patches to address this, it left a lingering impression that the chip didn't fully realize its potential. On the other hand, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in the Galaxy S24 Ultra is a formidable competitor, managing to maintain performance under stress better than its Apple counterpart. This puts pressure on the upcoming A18 Pro to uphold the legacy of exceptional Apple chip performance while keeping temperatures in check. Additionally, it's likely to feature a new neural engine to support the generative AI capabilities that Apple is gearing up to introduce. As we step into the future, AI is becoming increasingly central to technology, and we're eager to see how Apple will approach this trend. In terms of software, we have two well-established operating systems at play: Apple's iOS and Samsung's One UI. However, in 2024, the focus will shift from multitasking features to AI capabilities. Galaxy AI is already making waves with its article summaries, live translations, and generative image editing, though results can vary. Meanwhile, Apple is reportedly working on its own AI innovations, but details remain under wraps. Last year's iPhone 15 Pro Max introduced a significant enhancement with its new 5x tetraprism lens paired with a 12-megapixel sensor, building on the 48-megapixel main camera sensor from the iPhone 14 Pro. This year, analysts predict that Apple will upgrade the ultra-wide camera to 48 megapixel as well. Furthermore, Apple is reportedly working on a new lens coating to tackle the lens flare issue that has become somewhat of a running joke over the last 4 years, particularly affecting night photography, with those pesky light flares bouncing around the phone's multi-layer lenses. In contrast, the Galaxy S24 Ultra boasts a 200-megapixel main camera featuring the ISOCELL HV2SS sensor, which utilizes 0.7mm pixels, but combines them in groups of 16 for standard photos. It has consistently performed well in comparisons and even topped our camera benchmark shortly after its release. It's intriguing to see Apple seemingly shifting its focus to the ultra-wide camera, possibly stepping back from the intense competition in super zoom technology. However, Cupertino has never shown a strong inclination towards developing extreme zoom capabilities, which might be a wise decision. The upcoming iPhone 16 Pro Max is rumored to feature the largest battery ever seen in an iPhone, boasting a capacity of 4676 mAh. This marks an improvement from the 4422 mAh found in its predecessor, although it still falls short of the Galaxy S24 Ultra's impressive 5000 mAh. However, battery capacity isn't the only factor that matters. It's all about how effectively that power is managed. iOS excels at optimizing battery life, shutting down unnecessary app processes to conserve energy. The iPhone 15 Pro Max already offers a remarkable 2-day battery life, while the Galaxy S24 Ultra, despite its larger battery, tends to require more frequent charging. On the charging front, Apple is reportedly making strides in the fast charging arena, introducing 40-watt wired charging and 20-watt MagSafe charging, an upgrade from the previous 20-watt and 15-watt options. In comparison, the S24 Ultra supports 45-watt wired and 15-watt wireless charging. As always, we anticipate that the iPhone 16 Pro Max will set the benchmark for the industry, serving as the gold standard against which all other devices will be measured. However, we can't overlook the Galaxy S24 Ultra, which has proven to be a formidable competitor since its debut this January. Both smartphones are expected to boast impressive specifications, outstanding cameras, and a host of AI capabilities. It's the latest trend after all. There are whispers that many of the iPhone's AI functionalities will be rolled out in subsequent updates, which is sure to spark a wave of memes once it launches. Ultimately, we have two exceptional devices representing the iOS and Android divide. Deciding which one suits you best will hinge on broader considerations: your preferred operating system, the ecosystem of devices you own, your interest in using an Apple Watch, and the allure of features like the S Pen and DeX. So, which one do you prefer for your daily driver? Let us know it down below in the comments section, and for more updates you can check out our channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, take care.